West Ascension Consolidated Gravity Drainage District meeting for March 6, 2025. It's called to order. You don't mind, Mayor, do the invocation?
Yes. Let us stand. Eternal Master, as we come before you, as always, we come with a heart of thanksgiving, just thank you for all that you have done in our lives. We thank you for giving us life and giving it to us more abundantly. We ask that you just bless us and bless this meeting, Father God. And as we come together, we ask that you just touch each and every heart. And if there's a heart of stone in any one of us, remove it and replace it with a heart of flesh, that we will have the compassion to do the things that's best for Ascension Parish as a whole. And Father God, as we move forward with new people, we want to make sure that we have a new vision and also keep the old things in mind to make sure that we follow through to make this community better. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. We have Mr. Michael Kayet and Mayor Leroy Sullivan and myself. Item number 3, we would do the swearing in of board member Michael Kayet that was appointed by the council on September 5th of 2024. And we would have the honor of swearing Mr. Kayet in and Ms. Tamikio Francis Garrison, Justice of the Peace.
Okay, raise your right hand, and you're going to repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Michael Kayet,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of this state,
of this state,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge
discharge
and perform
and perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a member of this committee,
as a member of this committee,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding,
and understanding.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Okay.
You need a picture. Oh. Oh, yeah. Come on, brother.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, Mr. Kayet, welcome aboard. Item number 4, we will pass on it, and we're gonna move to item 5. Approval of professional selection committee recommendation to select the highest scoring response. Voting Tabatas, Inc. for the RFQ Bayou Drainage Improvement Engineer Service for Disaster CDBG program, and authorize the parish president to negotiate the contract. Mr. Dean Thomas, Dean out here.
Yes, sir. I don't see Dean, so I'll fill in for him. Jim Burris, I work in purchasing department. I'm here to answer any questions.
Can you elaborate more on this project for the new board members on the Barrett or David?
Jackie? Right, I'm gonna defer to David.
All right.
Okay, the Bayou Barrett project, which starts up in Lemonville, goes all the way down towards our parish line. And right now, we're in the middle of negotiations with Mosaic in reference to a retention pond. So we have some issues that we got to work through, but the project is a good project in order to drain our parish up in Lemonville, Aban, St. Jude subdivision. I think it's a $5 million project. So we're working on trying to put it together, and this engineering firm was the one that was chosen to address the engineering for the project.
All right, then, just, board, you have a question there? No. So I just wanted to let y'all know our process as far as selecting engineering, they go through a committee and they have multi and they score them, and this is the one that had the highest, and so they won that bid for this project. Any other question, Mayor?
No, with that being said, and it went through the process, and they were selected based upon the process used in order to do the scoring, I would move that we would enter into the contract with Fort and Tablada in order to do the project.
Motion by the mayor to approve the engineering firm.
Second.
Second.
Second motion.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in nay? Nay? Pass with all favor. All right. Item number 6, approve address flooding issue and repair at 301 Woodland Drive, the Bun Hood subdivision for Dwayne Thomas. And that's an item I put on that. This is a project that we've been working on with Mr. Thomas and DPW, and I put it on here so we can get some clarity on exactly what direction we're gonna go. And I guess you can address that, Ms. Regina Thomas.
Good evening.
Yes.
We've located a plat map for the Bun Hood subdivision, and we're in the process of getting verification with our legal department to verify the servitude. In your folder, once we've got the servitude verified, once we get permission to go onto the property to do the work, we will work with Mr. Thomas to get the fence and other items out of the servitude. In your folder, you will find some of the items that need to be removed in order for us to come in and clean out the drainage ditch. We would dig the ditch and clean the drainage ditch out that runs to Bayou McCall. Also, due to current conditions of Bayou McCall, during storm and heavy rain events, when the bayou elevates and begins to back up, the water will back up into the yard until the water recedes and goes down. Bayou McCall is a part of the Louisiana Watershed Initiative, and the bayou will be dug out, but we don't have an exact date that it would start the project.
All right.
Chair, if I may comment.
Yes. Mr.
Yeah, so it's important that the residents understand, when we do a project like this and we improve drainage to flow out, when Bayou McCall comes up, that means water will flow and back in as efficiently as it flows out. And so if McCall takes on a serious amount of water, then they're going to have flooding issues. I don't want the residents to think that we're going to do this work and the problem to solve, because until Bayou McCall is completely clean in a large scale type project, we will have that water back in and cause issues. So as we're doing this work, it's not going to be the cure-all, but it's also going to allow water to back in more efficiently than it does now. So it has a pro and a con, and it's a double-edged sword. Just want the residents to understand that when we go to do this work. Thank you.
So with the work you wanting to do behind Mr. Thomas' house and the money through LWI, has the project been bidded out, or we still in the process of just getting all the paperwork done? That's on that.
That
Yeah.
will be your next report.
Oh, it is?
David will give you an update on that.
Okay.
For sure.
Long-term solution.
Bayou McCall, the scope of the project is being reviewed by management currently. Our department, DPW Department Director Ron Moore and I went live and looked at the buy-in. So there's a lot of issues there, and you know, it's going to take some time, just like all grants take some time to evaluate the projects and look at the scope of the work. And we still don't have a RFQ for an engineering firm to look at that. So it's going to be a little bit before we address that project. We do have some things that we are looking at, though, that possibly can help us out in the very near future in some areas that we may go clear out that'll give us some relief. But until we can put the whole project together, yeah, to have the maximum effect on it, it's going to take a little while for it to happen.
All right. Any other questions? I do see Mr. Thomas, Dwayne Thomas in the audience, and I just wanted to, his situation that we are working on it, and it's a team effort to get it done, and your concern, your biggest concern that me and you discussed was your house flooded 2 or 3 times?
4.
I know it was up there. So, go ahead.
And I understand project work, I do, like I said, I've been dealing with this problem since 2016. And I took that fight on, didn't worry about it, but it's at a stage now where I can't control it. And that's when I started reaching out to the previous, city councilman, Mr. Thomas, and then Oliver, even the mayor. They've all been out to the residents in the middle of a storm. I'm out there, I'm by myself, or my son with me. We trying to push water through this canal in the middle of the storm to stop it from coming. There's nowhere for it to go in that back corner. So it sounds like that project gonna take a little while. Is there any other mitigation, temporary dike can be put up along that to help out this situation? I'm not even talking about an immense amount of rain. I'm talking about a normal thunderstorm will come. And like I said, from that back part, which I came to find out through Mr. Wild, that Market Street doesn't have any servitude, that's correct? So that's all on my property. I do give the parish, city, whoever, full authority to do. I moved the fence once and I rebuilt it. I don't mind removing that, but fighting water on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis, I just can't do it anymore. So I'm just looking for any type of mitigation. I understand projects takes time, but even if a temporary sand dike or something to help stop that. My neighbors, they just didn't even rebuild no more. They just opened it up. I can't afford to do that like they did. So I understand that it's gonna take time, but any help would be greatly if we can look at that.
Parish president?
Yeah, so Dwayne, I ask you, have you looked into, raising your home with a grant?
I submitted the paperwork. I haven't heard anything.
All right, let's follow up with that. You have a chronic flooded structure, it's flooded more than once. So, we have some grants that are 100%. In these older subdivisions, because you built your house, or this house was built, at a time when we didn't have drainage modeling, regulations in place for your security, these older structures flood, and that is the reason for the elevation program.
Yes, sir.
So please, let us get with grants, get with you, and let's see if we can push for some raising that house so you don't have to fight that issue. Because building dikes, everything that we do has a cause and effect.
Yes.
So if we do something to help you, it may impact somebody else, and we have to look at that circumstance. But the reason that they have this elevation program is for people just like you. So
Yes, sir.
we'll definitely look into that, Chair, and we'll get back with some more
Yeah,
information.
whatever's needed, Parish President, I'm open to whatever we need to do, paperwork, blade work, whatever we have to do.
Absolutely. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to item number 7, and that's the update on West Ascension Drainage Project, Mr. David. Wow.
Okay, number one, the Buying the Foods Wet Well Project, is currently, under design phase right now. Although we are, looking at some other options, in reference to, what was previously, put in place, with Bayou Food Freshwater District, St. Patrick and 3189 is, looked at, also for this project in reference to trying to solve the drainage issue in that area, also with this wet well project. So it's engineers are reviewing everything that, matter of fact, we had a meeting, just a couple weeks back, and they put a lot of things on a plate, and then we have another meeting this month, in reference to getting, into some discussion and trying to, put all of this thing together so we can move this project forward. The Bayou Verret project, I just mentioned, to y'all, trying to work on all of the issues with that to try to move that project, forward. Let's see, and of course, the Bayou McCall, we just talked about also. It just takes time with all of these federal programs, to, get all of this information put together in order to move these projects, forward. I think one of the first projects that we, got, since, Clint has been in administration was the Bonadonna-Catawba project, which that project went, real well, but it took a while for us to get all of the information together, before we can put a shovel in the ground to move that project forward. And we did. You know, Mayor, you came out and saw a couple of issues that we had, to make that project move forward. I think, the water's moving good out of there. I hadn't heard any, complaints with anybody, and, Regina been taking care of a lot of downstream, ditches and canals that all of this water drains to. We also have in St. Jude, a drainage improvement project that we submitted, this project, and, it's, currently under review for consideration of, 100% funding on that. So, there's a lot of things out there that, if the money's available, we're going at it. We got a lot of projects that are put together that, we can throw on the table right away, for funding. It's just, if the grants are available, we pushing forward trying to put all these grants together, to improve our drainage around here. Yeah, so.
Any questions from Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ma'am?
That's a while. St. Jude, the funding for that, is that coming through, LWI? That's what y'all applied to them, or is it through, floodplain, Louisiana floodplain? Where the funding that you're applying for, is it coming from?
A lot of it's coming through LWI.
Okay.
And if there's some capital outlay money that's out there that can, be sought after, we're trying to stay on top of everything that's available, out there for grants. So, we need to try to keep on looking for that to improve our drainage in this area, because I think we got a lot of good things happening on the West Bank, that's coming. And, we need to stay on top of the drainage, and make improvements out here. So in case we, have some builders look at us, for this side of the river, we want to give them the option saying, hey, look, you know, all these, land that we have available, it's not in floodplains if we can possibly do that. But I'll tell you, in the next coming months, I'll be reaching out to, our past president. I know we hadn't talked about this, but, we need to really start reaching out to our surrounding parishes, and seeing what we can do to work with them, in conjunction with the projects that we got. Because we're sending and we're making improvements to our drainage, but once it gets to the parish line, we you know, where does it go? So, I know Bubba Lemon, reached out to me, on one of our last large rain events, and, we had a discussion, in reference to he owns a lot of land in Iberville Parish. I know we got a new parish president out there that's, talking to some of the guys. He's pretty much open-minded and, willing to, expand his thoughts on drainage. So, we want to sit down and reach out to them and talk to them about seeing what we can do, to work together in reference to seeking funds to help them, because we keep improving ours. You know, it's all gonna stop at the parish line, and we also know everything else that's going on in the parish on the west side. So we need to stay on top of that and work with our surrounding parishes. So that's, what I got on my agenda.
You got a question?
No, I'm good.
Dave, I got one. The Lafourche, Bayou Lafourche, project, that freshwater project where those pumps gonna come in, what is the status on that? I seen a piece of equipment on Bayou Lafourche and
David?
I think, Regina,
Okay, then.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're meeting with the engineering firm. We believe that the scope of the project and the proposed solution is not adequate for the situation and the topography of the area. So we're having the engineer relook at that. Once we meet with them and get some commitment from the Lafourche, we have yet to meet with them, so I don't want to make any statements without their agreement. But there are some issues with where those pumps are located and going onto water when Bayou Lafourche comes up. So we're in the process of meeting with them to hash out the scope of the work.
Mr. President, you talking about the drainage pumps that they were talking about putting in, to help?
Yes,
Yeah,
in
fantastic.
consideration for the foot of increase in elevation of water flow,
Gotcha.
they're, to offset that, they were gonna put pumps
Pumps where?
at the railroad tracks right there on both sides or one side. The problem with that is there's not a T-wall, and it's not in the design. So when Bayou Lafourche comes up, guess what goes under the water? The whole pump system. And so, we're looking at the issue at St. Patrick Street, and if we can clear one of those, passages, through the railroad tracks or under the railroad tracks, we're looking at maybe placing the money there, and maybe St. Patrick's is the better one, as long as we can clear one, because it doesn't do us any good when both go underwater, then no one can cross, right? They have to go on all the way on the other side of the canal of Bayou Lafourche. So if we can get one of them cleared quickly, that would be the goal. But again, we will be bringing that before this board before any decision is made. We're just rescoping the project with the engineering company.
I guess, I don't know, but, President, or in these things, or you gonna notify the mayor in advance, or their engineer, or whatever, I don't know, it's just knowing, what the city have and what y'all have done in the past.
Yeah, we need to help the city because they're going to have some documentations we need to look at, some drainage
Right.
plans and things that they've paid for in the past for us to utilize and look at this in project in entirety. So David will be reaching out with the city, and the great thing of having him on this board is that he will be up to date when we update y'all. So he'll have those updates as y'all get them too as well.
Yeah, and I do know the box culvert that runs along, Division Street that goes to the bayou is, right past St. Patrick Street. It's almost, half full with water, and as it go down, it just continues to, the whole box cover is basically filled with water. So when they do the freshwater district project, and if they raise the elevation in it, just like you're saying, you're already having a problem. As soon as you have a rain, it starts to back up on St. Patrick and most of St. Patrick Street because the box covers are already full of water. So it's definitely something that needs to be looked at a lot more carefully and seriously.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David, appreciate it. Item number 8, drainage and vegetation report by Miss Regina Thomas, the supervisor for the West Bank. Yes, ma'am.
We have completed the project at the WAG Center, installing the culverts and catch basins. We are currently digging in Lemonville, cleaning out roadside drainage ditches. DOTD is currently installing culverts under Highway 943 in Brewley. Upon completion of that project, we will be addressing the off-road drainage that runs by the Martinez project, by the Martinez property from 943 going out towards Iberville Parish. We have all the paperwork and documentation signed on that. Our vegetation department is currently cutting grass on Highway 1 South, and we haven't started spraying yet. In your folder, you will find the recycling center report. For the month of February, we had 97 cars visit the recycling center. We had 79 tires that was collected by residents, 5 tires that were collected by the DPW crew, and one, piece of appliance that was brought in. And I would like to note that the number of tires that we've been collecting outside the road has decreased tremendously. Since the word is, getting out that they can bring them to the recycling center.
I noticed they haven't had that many on the side of the road
Yeah.
yet.
Also, we have, new hours of operation for the recycling center. The normal operation hours are Monday through Thursday from 7 to 4. We've added Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We just started this, last month in February. We had 3 cars that came, for the month of February. And we just want to get the word out there to let the residents know who can't make it during the week that they're able to come on Saturdays from 9 to 1. I spoke with you about the staff currently. We have 1 manager, 2 supervisors, 1 operator, 5 tractor drivers, 4 truck drivers, and a laborer. We just hired a maintenance tech 2, and we also just posted a job for a maintenance tech 2.
And
We have all our tractors up and running.
great.
Mhm.
2 weeks ago, we only had 1 or 2. All right, Mayor, you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, Regina, I just wanna, once again, we need the public to know to call that 450-1200 number.
Yes.
For anything that you need done, work request, so she can, keep up with your, work request and, give you accurate information when they're gonna, solve that problem you have.
Any problem they have, call the 225-450-1200 number. If it's not a parish issue, I will direct them into which department they need to get in touch with to get the issue resolved.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Combs. All right, item number 10. 9. Item number 9.
I move that we adjourn.
Got a motion from the mayor.
Second.
All right, motion